I want the new Ghana to wake up about industrializing ourselves and building the things that will take care of the nation. Okay, and not say it in promises, but have a purpose to be able to do so. Now, some of my other policies, since we're talking about technology, we can quickly move to security and stability. The security of this country is very important, and we need to make sure that it's stabilized. A lot of people might be in this country today who are poisoning our waters, who are doing other things. These things are all about creating borders and security, even with technology, to support the entire country system. Now, I know I'm talking about security and stability today, but what would the Industrial Revolution, regional revolution do? It would bring job creation and human development. I think the country is lacking this. Okay, the country might be moving forward if they say we have 75 billion GDP, but everybody in the country, or 90% of us, are poor. We're facing problems and economical crisis. Okay, if we don't create jobs for the average person and move it from the 90% jobless people to at least 50%, our economy will never have a balance. So for us, it's very important that we create these jobs. It's much more easier to create the jobs by creating these platforms in the regions and stopping people from running from every region to the one active region, which is Accra. It is Abuja in Ghana, you know, and then when the people get here also and they can't get jobs, then they move out of Ghana. So we're losing a lot of Ghanaians who are going out of Ghana. And if these people were so bad, do you think Europe, America will be accepting Ghanaians? No. They're very useful. Human resources is very powerful. And that's why I want to invest in the youth of this country, because that resource go a long way. You know, they're huge in population. They're active. They're ready to work. They just need the jobs. We want to be able to do that in job creation and human development. Now, middle income economy. This is happening everywhere. In America, in Europe, in Asia, in China, everywhere that is a successful, well-developed country has a middle income people living in the country. It doesn't have some rich people trying to help some poor people. You know, there is a middle class lifestyle that actually holds and sustains the economy of the country. So for us, the ultimate goal is to make sure that we focus, that we reach there with humanity. We have also infrastructure development. And the infrastructure development, of course, there are a lot of things that we need to do in this country. Expansion of railways, which is one of the most important things to me. I don't see why we're in 2024 and the only way of transporting goods in our country is by road. Okay, you can't even put anything on any water, and you can't move containers by railways. So we can move 100 containers from the harbors to go to one place, but every one of these containers is going on a truck and is driving on the road and is polluting us, and it makes us think like we're not thinking to be with the modern world. The modern world are always finding sustainable ways to let the human within the enclosures have a better life. So for us, we're here to create a better life for our people. That's why we have come in as leaders and not politicians, because we don't understand the political principles that is governing this country at this moment, and we haven't seen the most benefits from it. But as the youth and the ones who are coming, I believe that this sustainability is highly demanded. And transportation or logistics is one of the most important things that creates speed in development. I'll give you a very good example. Jeff Bezos, when he created the Amazon, you know, the speed of delivering things to people's houses whilst they wake up in the morning and is already there has opened all sort of doors for people to even produce more goods, because they know that the logistics is accessible and is visible. We have to do this in Ghana, and we already have the iron ore. The only thing that we don't have is the industrial platform and the energy to be able to turn the iron ore to steel. And then if we have the steel, I can guarantee you that I will bring all the Chinese not to come and extract our gold, but to come and work for us, so they build our railways for us. We will bring all the white people from other parts of the world not to come and sit behind closed doors and cut deals and extract whatever resources that we have, but they will come and work for us. It is time that, you know, we as Africans, we should understand that we have an open continent. Everybody is welcome to Africa, but nobody wants to help build Africa. Everybody is coming to Africa to take something and go. But we should stop it. We should now build our nations within Africa so the youth who are in Africa will start to gain value from their own resources. These resources belong to us. The gold, the oil, the silver, the platinum, the bauxite, it's all for us. They're state property. And since we're citizens, we're entitled to have a part of it. We just don't have to be sitting down and then somebody else will come and take it and they know how to use it best. We start to buy from them again when we already own it. See, it's the reason why I have arrived. Because I thought that someone amongst us from the youth should stand up and bring these ideas out. Should stand up with courage and fight for the youth so they can have a voice. They can be a part of the decision. National decisions, and so we can be a part of our own development. This is what I stand for, a unifier between the government, the public, and the youth. So there is a fair governance for us as a nation. I don't know what you're going to call that, whether a president, a unifier, but I had to choose something. They told me that, yes, you have to be president. Some people are calling me incoming president, this, that. Look, I just know that president cannot happen without the press. But if I'm here to do the duties of the president, it's because I feel like Ghana needs development. Both social development, human development, and even industrial development. These are gaps that needs to be bridged. And so the interesting part of having these infrastructures fixed, even expanding our roads, it's very important. I can still see single roads. And these single roads, if we can produce our own bitumen, okay, which is petrochemicals, we have a lot of quarries in our country. And these quarries, we can now build roads cheaper than what people are coming from outside to charge us, which is $1 million for a kilometer. Okay, it would take us 100 million to build 100 kilometers, which is a third of going to Kumasi on one side of the road. And if we're thinking this way, it's going to take us 2,000 years before we develop our country. But we have the resources here. So we need to refine it ourselves. We need to industrialize it ourselves. So we have access to it next to nothing. The price that we're not going to buy it with premium, with taxes and all of that. Once we do that, it's easier to build all of these roads and do all of these railways that I'm talking about with infrastructure. A country cannot also open up in development with infrastructure. And one of the things that brought America together was when Andrew Carnegie had to build a bridge from Chicago that crossed from Chicago to New York, and it formed the country together. People started trading and crossing. It's called cross-border movement. You know, you can do it internally.